Stacy.
And yes.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Just quickly, if I could ask you, obviously the first concern is about anybody being inside. There were no reports of injuries there. Any idea if anybody was actually at home when this fire broke out?
We have not heard that. So far, we have only been told there are no injuries. One resident in the neighborhood suffered smoke inhalation. That's all that we know for now. And I spoke with a couple of different firefighters and police. They told me that so far nobody has even been evacuated.
Well, it was quite dramatic when we were watching it live right here on CBS 2 News at 5 o'clock when we saw that middle structure collapse on itself. Stacy, what can you tell us?
Yeah, that's what we want to show you right now is some video of this collapse just a short time ago. This is the gray house where the fire started. There's rumors right now, totally unconfirmed, that the collapse, that this fire where the house collapsed started in the attic, though that is unconfirmed at this time. But some dramatic video of a multi-million-dollar home here on the beach, on the water at Sunset Beach, fueled by heavy southeasterly winds, collapsed just a short time ago this afternoon.
And there's any point at this, do we have any idea at this time, excuse me, what the point of ignition was, what might have caused it to start in the first place?
Yeah, they're not saying at all. The only rumor that we're hearing is that it may have started in the attic.
All right, well, we watched this very dramatic coverage. We, of course, know that many people have been there fighting this fire in a very dramatic way. Initially, we heard a report of something like 60 firefighters there on the scene. Tell us a little bit about what their approach was and how valiantly they fought there.
All right, in order to do that, we're going to pull out here and show you exactly what's behind me. We're talking about 20 to 30 firefighters, multi-agency effort. It is not easy to get in here. You know, the beach streets are very narrow, so these guys are dealing with narrow streets, and they're tripping over their own fire hoses. And PCH, it's hard to believe right now, it seems actually pretty clear, but PCH has heavy smoke. It's actually closed from Warner to 23rd, so huge traffic backup and a huge effort to fight this fire.
And Stacy, what is the scene there? I would imagine that this is gathering a crowd of people who just want to see what's going on in their neighborhood.
Yeah, Wilson, you want to pan the camera over here to all the people here? Now, these are all folks that have not gotten word of any kind of evacuation yet, but they are gathering around. And Wilson, if you want to take the camera right up here, you can see there's a Sun and Surf Veterinary Hospital. I just spoke with a vet tech inside there. She told me that they haven't had any evacuation orders. All of the animals are safe inside there, so that's the good news in all of this. Certainly we will be here and keep you posted on the very latest situation and just how these homes fare as the evening progresses. We're live now in Sunset Beach. Stacy Butler, CBS 2 News.
Stacy, one more question. That middle structure obviously looked like it took the worst of it, and most people think that it's a total loss. The structure to the left of it, at one report that possibly people were inside of that home when the fire broke out. Are you hearing anything there at the scene?
We have not heard that, but I have also been told that these guys are too busy to address any questions at the moment, so we are waiting for a public information officer to come out and talk to us. But the guys on the periphery here that I've talked to say that all three homes are a total loss, if not just from the flames, then from the water and the smoke damage.
Well, and you made a good point earlier. These structures, it's very densely populated there. Obviously, this is expensive area where the structures are quite close together there on this beautiful coastline. How close are the structures to where you are? We know those three are in very close proximity, but from there, does it pretty much build out the same way?
Yeah, these homes are all built out to the lot line. So we're talking about maybe 6 to 10 feet in between each home. You know how these go. They take advantage of the length from the ocean to the street. So it's very narrow in between each of the homes.
And they shut down PCH, so I have to believe that while PCH may look wide open, if we were able to widen out with the chopper shot, I would imagine that people who are on either side of that are stuck in just some horrendous traffic.
Oh, it's absolute parking lot. We had to go around all of that or we never would have made it here. But I can imagine that at Warner, it appears to be open simply because it's closed. PCH is closed at Warner.
All right, Stacy, we thank you very much for giving us that perspective there on the ground. Please stay there, of course, and we'll be kicking it back to you a little bit later. But for right now, we're going to go to Captain Greg McEwen of the Orange County Fire Authority, and he's here to bring us up to date. And Captain, thank you so much for being here live on CBS 2 News at 6 o'clock.
My pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about the battle that's going on there. We watched it in rather dramatic fashion as that middle structure collapsed on itself, and everybody's heart skipping a little beat, wondering if perhaps there were, fire crews inside of that structure. Tell us a little bit about that approach and making sure, of course, that everybody is safe and sound tonight.
Sure. I can tell you that we had heavy fire in two residents that were next door to each other. And the house to the north that you see that looked like it had some fire damage. The firefighters were able to stop the fire there and keep that home from keep the fire from engulfing it. Also, the house to the south, as you can see, they managed to save that house as well. So right now they're focusing on this large 2 to 3 story structure that's still ablaze, and they're trying to keep the flames and the heat from affecting the southern house.
We heard a little bit earlier in Stacy's report that she felt that perhaps the winds were an issue. It was my sense here in the newsroom that perhaps the winds were not a huge issue today, but what are you telling us there from the perspective of trying to put this blaze out?
I can't tell you how hard the winds are blowing, but I can tell you that there's a strong onshore breeze right now, and we are on the ocean, so we're getting that unobstructed breeze or wind right onto the home. So the good thing to tell you is that we've stopped it from spreading to any other residents, and the residents that are behind it on the other side of the street, they're in good shape as well because we have firefighters between those homes and the homes that are affected.
All right, Captain. And how long do you have a sense of exactly how long you're going to be there till you're going to feel like you're sort of out of the woods?
Oh, we'll have firefighters here until the fire is completely out, and then we can complete investigations. But the firefighters are not going to stop working until they get the upper hand on this. And I can tell you right now, they're working very, very hard. And we just want to keep it from spreading to any other homes and extinguish this fire as soon as possible.
All right. Captain Greg McEwen of the Orange County Fire Authority, thank you so much for being with us here live.